We got 3 fuel tanks mounted. We gotta go get the 4th one and mount that one. Then we gotta make like a nice little cover back so we can open and close it, so we can check the thing in the back. Then we gotta start building the thing in the front here, sealing it all off. I'm gonna have to go run and get some more of this flat board. That's the thing I might do that with the flat board, and then just fiberglass, make a freaking thing right here. Take the fiberglass sheet, take another 2x4 to the end of here, to the end of there, build like a box around the gas tanks, so the gas tanks are like held up. Then I gotta do my plumbing, because I got 1, 2, 3, then we gotta do the exhaust like that, because why not? So I gotta chunk this fucker back, like cut this back, go back way more, kind of have that straight piped up there, and then we gotta work on the motor mount more, get the motor mount in there. Then we can work on the exhaust, get the exhaust done. Exhaust is gonna be right here. I'm gonna have to heat wrap it all up. Probably gonna drop this pipe down flat, like flat behind that way, away from the tanks. I don't have any fill buildup. And then we got the good old Def-Trike engine in here, because she's a good old Honda. Bar 2 at 8.5 horse. But the only thing we're missing is a fucking good flywheel for the 10,000 RPMs. She does hit 8,000 right now, because this governor is already unhooked. Like, this governor does nothing except for return the throttle back on that big ass spring. And that's what controls the engine RPM. Then I gotta hook up my kill switch. I gotta hook up a freaking RPM thing to the spark plug wire right here. We're gonna tap in on the top of the plug. Then when we turn around here, this is where we gotta tear this fucking front end apart. It's fucking crooked. And I gotta add a diamond shaped freaking front end. Then I got my fucking exhaust tubes right here. Because it's like hitting the wall right there, so now I gotta trim it back. Like, I just technically gotta tilt it this way, then add this piece back into there, because motor has 1 bolt. But yeah, I don't want to do a side dump. I wanted to do a straight out the back dump. So I'm gonna have to turn this in the angle where I need it, and line this up, cut this, line that up. But I'm gonna flip this down away from the motor. Then I have room for my jet pump right here. But I'm gonna surprise you guys with the jet pump when I'm gonna build, because it's gonna be a hell of a fucking day. But we got 1 fill tank, 2 fill tank, 3 fill tank. I need 1 more fill tank. Let's go grab it. Then we got that piece of chunk, because, not to lie, I do want to make it go out the back, and it's like 2.5 feet left to get a fuck out. The bottom's designed. It's designed like an airboat on the bottom, so it's flat, but it has little skis. I have skis on my boat for stabilization, but I gotta go get some fucking, what do you call it? This is how we kind of have the pipe right now, how we have it looking. How we got to do a little mount here on the back of it, but we got this chunk right here. It was off my truck because I said fuck it. But I should make my own self a nice custom, because we got, hey, that would look nice. But I don't want to do a stupid side dump like that. I want to kind of do it where we got 2 exhausts. So I'm going to have to cut another hole in here, make the exhaust. So that one's going to have to roughly go right there. Then I'm going to have to put a tube in here, because that's what I was thinking, put a tube in there. So this board right here I got right there is going to have to go flush across those guys. Then I'm going to have to kind of make it level and even, and my idea is to have a little seal cover, because we have hinges. Oh fuck. I just got to go get one more. But if I like raise it up just enough where we can cover the caps. So we put this in the middle and this covers, and we just have like a little thing where I just come up and open and close it. And the same on the back of the boat here. I'm gonna make a cover, what kind of comes up here, but it's gonna have a vent for this engine to vent, but I'm gonna add a oil cooler onto this Honda. When I say add, we're going through here to those oil drains. So I just gotta go get the proper fittings and get some oil cooler off of a fucking dirt bike. That would probably work. But I'm gonna modify it where I have an intake tube shoved into the water, where it's kind of scooping in water when you're driving forward. So I'm constantly moving and I'm constantly cooling my engine at the same time. Because we have this is an air-cooled engine. And that motor needs to be cleaned up before we even fucking go fuck around in the water. And it needs a flywheel. And it needs that Ford redone. But thinking on just saying fuck it. Make like a little lid cap thing for all my lids on my fuel tanks. So it looks neat and nice, because at least I have room for one more fuel tank. And I know they're up high, but it's gravity fed system, so gravity fed all the way into the engine. In total we have 6 liters of fuel, and this is a little good Honda engine. What originally I bought it. My dad bought it, but I stole it. Because another thing is too, we're gonna do a drain hole here. We already did our drain hole, but I'm gonna plaster it all in here so I can fucking have the water. So when I tip my boat, I can drain all my water. But I'm gonna do another one over there, pull that big long screw. Then, yeah, just technically getting my fuel tanks mounted slowly. I'm technically working on the ass end. Then we're gonna say fuck it and fix this front end. Because I did say screw it. Like fuck it, we're gonna do it properly. But we got this little siding board right here. Because I just gotta make it all nice, so just cut this in half. Legitly cut that in half, put that on. That covers up my gas tanks. Covers up that big hole in the side. Then I gotta add another board along in here. But I'm gonna add another one going, 2 of them going straight across here. But in the bottom here, I am gonna have to do the same thing on the floor here. Going to there, to there, to there, to there. So the whole thing is reinforced. So if we do hit a fucking beaver dam, we don't break the fucking thing. And yeah, by the way, it's like 2x6s and 2x4s built. Made out of 2x6s and 2x4s. So I can say I can barely lift it up by myself because I got a bunch of shit on it, and I got the motor in, I got the gas tanks mounted, I just added some more wood. So I need somebody's help fucking moving this bitch. Because when it's fully built and we get the fiberglass on it, this thing is probably going to be a good 700 pounds when it's done. Because I ain't messing around with my boat. Because not to lie, I'm gonna technically like make a nice flooring all in the back here, nice and thick. But that's another day. I'm working on my back trunk, because not to lie, if I just get a bunch of those boards, lay them all across, make a thing, then fiberglass on top of it, and boom, we're done. Then we get fiberglass over top of this, fiberglass over that. We make our own like little skin shell on the fucking fiberglass. But I'm wondering how I'm gonna do my steering and all that, because I haven't figured it out yet. So that's a lot of figuring out. But we got the boat video coming up. We got the, update on this thing at least. We got the trailer over it. That's the trailer. What I said, fuck it, and built. But I gotta fix it. I gotta smack those wheels to it, and then I can get it passed through this door beside the car. But at the same time, I gotta shim this off, flatten this off, cut this flat, take another 2x4 or 1x whatever fits in there. But I still gotta come along here and put a board. I gotta put a board on the top of here and make it flush all the way along. So that's a lot of fun. Building. And we got our two freaking good old this brand, but I'm not sponsored. Need to be sponsored though by some tool company, because I would be testing out their tools every day and doing videos on them. They don't realize that. Then one day we're gonna get this big sweeper going. And that spot welder, if I fucking feel like it. But right now it's the boat, because I just got to take another 2x4, make it that way, then make one, because I got to make this go flush against the frame. But back here, you got to take this guy out of here, because that's in our way. But yeah, so we're gonna have the backup board right there. So this is the end of the fuel tank, the end of my fuel tank holder. Because you think of it, I will upgrade the fuel tanks will be upgraded in the future. It won't be this way forever. Because you think of it, it's just the outside bottom it's getting fucking fiberglassed. The top, it's going to be designed where I can add it whatever I want on the top. So if we want to add a tube, puller and fucking like a tube, like I could be able to pull tubes, pull boats, you name it. But it's a pretty good sized boat, but at the same time it's actually pretty fucking small. It's no bigger than a fucking pickup truck. No bigger than a Ford Ranger, honestly. Then we gotta fucking take that fuck, and I gotta make like a little fucking thing that holds these tanks, and then I gotta go find this cap. I don't know where the cap went. Probably gonna go steal it off the snowboard. But I need to go get the other fucking tank, then it'll be done. I'm done fucking with my fuel tanks. I know the whole thing doesn't look straight, but it is. It's just this board is bowed. This one right here. That's why I didn't want to meet in here properly. Cut it too short, but oh well. Putty some fucking wood putty in there and fucking some fiberglass. And a fiberglass sheet. And I got a boat. The funny part, it runs. I would fuck with it, but we need to do fuel lines. Like I gotta get the fuel line all the way to the top, like top all the way down, and redo that fucking fuel line. So it's like redo the 4 tanks, then you know what I mean, like have the 4 tanks work together. So it's 12 liters. So hopefully when I run out of gas,